My name's Tannis Boisvert. I started skiing at the Talisman Ski Club. From there I moved to Georgian Peak Ski Club and then spent the last 3 years at National Ski Academy. Now I'm on the Ontario ski team and we just completed a camp in August at Mount Hood. At the Mount Hood camp for the Ontario ski team, it was my first camp with the team and I really enjoyed it. I was having a really good time. We were having some amazing training, probably the best summer training I've ever had. We spent 3 weeks there and on the last day I was free skiing, warming up for the day of GS skates, and I got stuck. My foot got stuck in a hole and my body kept going, my feet didn't, and at first they thought I tore my Achilles, but I ended up breaking my heel. It turned out to be a pretty bad injury. I was hoping it was just probably a sprain or something minimal, but it ended up that I did break my calcaneus, which is in the heel, and they said I'd probably be out for about 4 months. I was lucky enough that day that there was a foot surgeon in the hospital, one of the top ones actually in the country, which I was so lucky to have. And the only problem was, to get into surgery, I had to get in contact with my insurance company, which they were not being very supportive and they weren't really there for me. So my coach instinctively called Global Rescue and they were amazing. They just whipped into action, and within an hour of calling them, I was in the surgery room. And they gave me all the medical advice I could need, everything from calling my parents and letting them know what happened and what I would need to do. And when I got out of the surgery, and when I was home, they contacted my parents, let them know what they would need to do with all my medical bills, everything. And the biggest thing with Global Rescue is that they're not only there for you when you're injured, but after too. And them being there for me has been amazing, and I couldn't ask for anything more. It's been 3 months now since my accident, and I'm very much excited to get back on the snow in a week. And I'd like to thank Global Rescue and my parents and Alpine Ontario for helping me through this process. And I'm ready to tackle the season with Alpine Ontario and get some podiums in there.
In the late spring, we selected Global Rescue as our service provider for our Ontario ski team and our staff. We fortunately or unfortunately had the opportunity to utilize the services during the month of August, and we were absolutely amazed with the response time and the detail that we were able to get from Global Rescue. From the time that our coaches called Global Rescue, immediately I was notified in New Zealand, our technical director who was in Oregon was notified, and Tannis's parents, who happened to be on holiday in the Georgian Bay, were notified. From an administrative and a risk management standpoint, we could not have asked more from any service provider. What it did is then, throughout the whole process of Tannis's surgery, transportation back to Ontario, all of us were constantly in communication, and it was all coordinated through Global Rescue. The health and safety of the Alpine Ontario athletes and our staff is one of the most important things for us. That is the reason that we selected Global Rescue as a service provider. It's an amazing partnership that we have with them. They're able to provide us with the support that we need when there's an emergency situation. Couldn't ask for anything more.